What's going on, everybody? I got a really exciting match to show you guys. I recorded this and I tried not to look at it while I was recording, but it was so tempting. We're seeing this is way back when. We're talking about a European player named Pingu versus a Jedi Knight 1 player. I am so excited to see what the Jedi Knight 1 players got in the bag and how they bring it into JK2. With that being said, let's get it.
3, 2, 1, begin.
Here we go. So we have JK1Player just literally being called JK1Player. And then, dude, in this full screen mode, it takes away the ribbon so I can't see. Okay, yeah, it's recording. Sorry, fellas, I'm tripping. Okay, so JK1Player using some red poke and rolls. Some nice sweeps! Look at those sweeps, dude! Single swings at... He's only swinging once at a time. There's a double red right, and it actually looks good. Nice little blue flurry. Coming in with the yellow diagonal. Red, poking. Whoa! Dude, that's actually pretty good. Look at that. He's covering up the exposure perfectly with the red rights. Woo! I love it. That's fantastic. This is going to be a fun one to watch, guys. Right in a forward? Okay, getting through with the red. Nice aerial from JK1Player. Coming with the red right and the small wiggle at the end to cover up the exposure. Very nice. Red diagonal and red diagonal again. That's good. Pingu with the knowledgeable red rights. You can tell he's one of the better players in this game, at least for this meta. Ooh, see a lower diagonal chase. That was interesting, but he got punished for it. Good forward by the JK1Player, and a nice little yellow poke and roll. Fantastic. This is epic, guys. So it looks like the JK1Player is up 1-0, and it looks like they're playing on continuous matches where the HP doesn't reset. Nice little stagger step by the JK1Player. And the mature red upper diagonal right. And the poke and roll. This JK1Player's got moves! Yo! This is somebody who would still be a good contender today. Like, you know what I just realized? Is this might not be a purely JK1Player. That could just be their name that they go by in the game. But either way, it's somebody who's had JK1 experience, and we're seeing that there's some good gameplay coming out of this. We're seeing some good stuff coming out of the bag from JK1Player. Open yellow challenges, stagger step, red rights. They're both using red rights pretty judiciously. Pingu attempting to parry on the red right. I would say, based on just what I'm seeing so far, that they are evenly matched. That's my hot take. Red right, red right. Lots of red rights. So at this point, ooh, and that cut through the yellow for some damage on JK1Player. Good red right from Pingu, and it looks like they didn't disable Saber Lock, so I think they're both having a laugh about that in the chat right now. Guys, JK1Player has some advanced, mature text that we see being used today. It's even cleaner than the dark match that I casted for another European match. So they're both have really solid, polished technique right now. And again, I'm saying this, and I don't know what year or time this is being recorded, but it's early. It's between 2003 to 2006, I'm thinking, and the tech variation that we're already seeing at this level in Europe it seems even higher than that of the US matches that I was watching for the same period. Like if you compare this to Protoman and Scannerkist, it's a little bit stronger of a tech composition. But if this is a year or two later, that could also explain that. I mean, we're seeing red, we're seeing blue, we're seeing yellow, we're seeing flips, we're seeing sweeps. We're not seeing any crouching sweeps very often. We saw one little hint of it right there, but it looks like that meta... Oh, no! I'm not sure what happened there, guys. That's funny. I think these are two pretty respectful players, good sportsmanship. Not a lot of talking. Good to see. Diagonal. Open right. And Pingu is seeing that a lot, and he's trying to get through that with a yellow right to counter. And JK1 with a great aerial right there. And we're seeing JK1 whip out the sweeps and the stagger steps. And he just did a lot of damage. Pingu's in trouble. If I were JK1, I would be trying to stress out Pingu with yellow sweeping. It looks like he's going for the blue finish. Very nice. That's just overall great execution by our JK1 player. And again, this match format's pretty interesting, the continuous match format. So it looks like they're doing timed matches to see who gets the most kill in a continuous set, rather than matches kill to kill. So always interesting to see that. If you want to see some modern continuous sets, I have some of those on my channel as well. A lunge, I think that was the first one that we saw. Used to punish that easy red aerial from JK1Player. Red right, we're seeing lots of red right. Stagger step open from JK1Player, not a great move, easy to counter. Nice little sweep from Pingu. And he falls right into that red right that JK1Player set up. Nice little poke from JK1Player. I want to go back and see that, fellas. Oh no. How far ahead does that skip? Okay. 7:16, 7:11. There we go. Hey, I'm figuring this stuff out, guys. Are you proud of me? So roll away from JK1Player, reestablish a spacing. He's seeing the Pingu has low health. He comes in. They're trying to figure each other out on the spacing, and they're both doing a great job of doing that. And then it looks like they both come in with the same exact swing. Look at their saber angles, they're pretty similar. And it looks like, let's see what happens. This is a point of time. This tells you how important precision and accuracy is in this game. Because the space between, if I want to, let's make it a different color, let's make it purple. Let's call this space like the opportunity space. And what goes into this and what closes this gap and why Pingu was the winner is one, timing of the swing. And we're talking about, at this point, we're talking about, this is literally 1/10 of a second. This is based on swings that I've recorded. And then we also see that 2, angle, crouch or no. It looks like they're both standing, so that really wasn't a factor. And then, obviously, the type of swing. And they both did a right. And the best counter to any swing in Jedi Knight 2 is the same exact swing, just a second later, or half a second later. So if I do a red right, you're going to be super exposed for a red right that I throw half a second later. Perfect example of this. And it's the type of accuracy and precision needed to get in this game. To some extent, it was luck, because he could have just swung 1/10 of a second earlier and could have got it, but they both decided to take a chance and risk it, and that's what we got.
The Force is not with you.
And Pingu not caring about taking that fall damage, so it tells me that this isn't that serious of a match. because I would be pretty careful about taking that fall damage, even if it is just a little bit of HP. Everything counts. Because at this point, JK1Player still has the when you spawn, you have a 25 health bonus that decreases every second, down to 100 health. And you want to take advantage of that in a duel. You don't want to just sacrifice that. That could be extra health. If your opponent is super aggressive and pressing you, you want to make the most out of that bonus health. If you can end it quickly, you can get a decisive advantage on them if you score a good hit. Good parrying by Pingu. Just clean yellow polish against JK1's also very clean and polished red. Love to see it. Mirroring reds. A lot of these moves are getting mirrored now, and I think Pingu is actually figuring this out. He's a little bit on his heels, but you can tell that this is an experienced, good player, and he's going to figure it out. And I'm going to pause it right there really fast, because I need to be right back. Alright, everybody, I'm back, so let's get it. A high jump above J1 for Pingu. We haven't seen very much of that. A lot of stagger steps from JK1Player. When I say stagger step, I mean going into the left and then left plus upper diagonal, and I'll show you when that happens. Looks like JK1 is controlling all the footwork. He's forced Pingu back to this narrow ledge, and he had to reset that and get back over that with that jump flip right there. Wow. Yeah, that's a little bit too adventurous of a open sweep, guys. I mean, it looks pretty and everything, but JK1Player, let's see if we can back up. Come on. Come on. Yeah, let's see if we can back up and see that whole challenge, you guys. Looks like you trade a little bit of damage, but oh my God. Okay, here it is. So we see Pingu, we see stagger step flashed right here. Pingu is rolling away, getting that mobility. The stagger step's going to limit the mobility a little bit, but he's trying to close the distance with the diagonals, which are actually very good for doing that. And right when he's captured, right when he's up on the stagger step, that's when Pingu's come in with the left and can get right underneath of that through the exposed window of stagger step and get the kill. That is one of the weaknesses and why I very much encourage current players to not rely on that so much, because I'll see some matches where people will do nothing but that because they get greedy and want to get all the damage. But if he's killed him one yellow and he's coming out with stagger step and he's doing it so exposed and not even angling his camera or maintaining any spacing or distance, he's going to get killed. All it takes is one quick... He could have used blue. A lower blue sweep would have punished it easily. But he took one route to victory and did a yellow, a right, and went right into it. It's much faster than the completion of the stagger step, and the other guy didn't have his camera angled correctly, so players, take note. Not so much stagger step. And we see Pingu back, and he's up 5-0. So we're seeing a little bit of comeback, and then a punish by Pingu. And hard lunge by JK1Player in an attempt to come back a little bit and deal some damage. Pingu's really making the most out of this life. This is amazing. Okay, and he gets locked up on the stagger step again. JK1Player has the higher HP. And if he fell for that saber lock and let JK1Player 1 take it, it would have resulted in a kill. So we wanted to make sure that that didn't happen, so they figured that out. Good move. Pingu really made the most of that life. It's 5-0, but Pingu's performing better. So it's 5-0. I don't know why they decided to call it good there. But we're going to keep it rolling. 5-0, they said good game. Not really sure why. because it kept rolling, but let's see what happens in the next demo as we roll that out.
3, 2, 1. Begin.
That voice is Mon Mothma from the single player campaign, I think, as well as like a generic. Is that Mon Mothma's voice? I don't know. Ignore me. Opening yellow single. It's nice to see yellow singles. Yellow singles don't get enough love. And they battle out on that saber lock a little bit, but then they back off. Respectful move to not go for the kill while they're down. And I hope if any new players are seeing that, that's still if a server happens to have that enabled, it's respectful to not go for them when they're down. It's like a punch below the belt in, you know, any combat sport. You just don't do it, all right? It's an indicator that somebody has a bad attitude or is trolling you if they do that. And they're dueling on the other side of the ceremonial hall. That's the name of this map. Usually people don't duel on this side. Usually it's the other one. Nice move by Pingu. Really showing off his polish right there. Playfully using the destructibles. This is a really fun one to watch, guys. These old techniques, but JK1 is surprising me with the maturation of some of his techniques, and I don't think Pingu is up to this meta. Like, he doesn't have the tech variation that JK1 does, but he has the polish and the experience, because I can tell that he plays a little bit more, and so his timing of what he knows in his moveset is a little bit better. And we see it right there. We see Pingu taking an evolving meta and beating it up anyway, just because his timing is so good, and that's really impressive to see. I mean, we see yellow singles, almost no sweeping from Pingu. It's all good timing and good stuff. Red right delay. We see lots of sweeps from JK1 that look like something a new player, not a new player, but a modern player might bring out. Jumping red left! Yes! Love to see it. Red left doesn't get a lot of love. Happy to see that. Careful red rights. Yeah, but if you backflip into it, the thing about a backflip is it takes a while to recover from that. So as we can see, he's doing a red right. He's still recovering from that swing. Backflips into it. He could have side rolled. He could have done a lot of other things, but Pingu punishes that using his polish and his experience and gets in there and pokes out and rolls for good measure. And you just want to be careful about backflips. You have to use them very strategically, or else they do leave you super open like that. More open than other swings, depending on what swing you use. So, pretty cool to see. Again, another polished, clean hit by Pingu. I know that JK1 is looking a little bit more flashy and versatile. It's cool to see. But Pingu is much more accurate. Is much simpler. I think that I'd say if Pingu was if JK1 on a grading scale was a B+, I think that Pingu would be an A. Not an A+, but an A. He's not blowout better, but he does have very obvious signs of being more experienced. Just beautiful deflections and rolls, good spacing. And we're starting to see the limitations of JK1 in this match. I think Pingu turned this up a little bit. Open red from JK1 that Pingu almost successfully punished. God, I would love to play Pingu, guys. He's such a clean player. Like, look at that. Just poke, roll, keep it simple. Okay, fell for the DFA, but because he ran into the wall. If I were to do a hit and accuracy rating, I think Pingu's would be a lot higher. JK1's doing more swings, not as accurate. But you know what? They're busting out some moves. And perhaps perhaps it's right that they had a lot of JK1 experience and are bringing some of that tech to JK2 in unexpected ways. And we see a good cleanup there by JK1, but he also took a lot of health, so it's still, it is 4-2. Nice little delay yellow by JK1 right there. That's a red right, easy poke. Pingu set up for the flaw, and he gets a flaw. And I believe that that is the third flaw that Pingu has gotten on JK1. And I think that, oh my goodness, that roll, that red response is beautiful. So let's see that again. He backs up, gets the spacing, anticipates where JK1's going to land. JK1's already finished his active swing. He's turning to the side because he's like, shit, I need to get out of here. It would have been much better for him to aim that away and then roll and then side roll out, but that's just not what happened. Maybe JK1 has a different perspective on that. He was hoping to also follow up with another hit, but look at how in there Pingu is. And then before the active window comes down on the second swing, Pingu rolls out, gets a spacing. There's no response to that. And then he comes back in on the second exposure point. At this point, JK1 is on his heels. And I think he's going to get beat up pretty bad right here. Nice red left from Pingu. And he's up 5-0, but it's more like 6-0 because he drains so much of JK1's health that he's up more than just that couple points. And there isn't yet another flaw where he didn't take any damage. Yeah, we're starting to see JK1's limitations here. Oh man, did he open strong. That was fantastic opening. There it is, runs right into a red overhead from Pingu. Pingu once again showing his damage potential. Not sure what they're saying in chat. It said I'm to attack. Ooh, nice swing there by Pingu. And he went in too early and got punished by the right diagonal. Right diagonal has more range than people give it credit for. It's a deadly move. It's a deadly move. The best red triple, I believe, is red right, red upper diagonal. Maintain the range throughout the entire red chain that way. There's a red left. Yes. And they put that into a delayed red upper left. Good move by JK1. Good couple kills there. Trying to anticipate that aerial. Pingu usually has won on those exchanges. Looks like he took some heat there. 53. He's at risk of losing this life. Oh, 92. I'm sorry. I thought it was... He went down to his 50s. Now he's in his 50s. Even trading. But JK1 needs to get ahead of these in order to win, because even trades are going to favor Pingu from here on out. Oh no! 13. And there is a risk of playing with fall damage, but we like to see it. We like to see fall damage have meaning. And so JK1 gets a nice kill. So it's 7-0 to 6-0. And Pingu is still in a decisive advantage here. But we'll see if JK1 can close that gap. Red overhead, very risky from Pingu. I don't know what his thought process is, because that's easily punished by those many sweeps that JK1 is throwing out. Pingu looking to punish the rollback. This is such careful gameplay. Like I see very few keystroke errors by either player. Like I don't think there's been a forward yellow or turn this entire time, and you can go back and look at the recording. Just impressive stuff. Good control. Pingu one shaking his camera. He's like, I should have got you. Hit for 6 damage. That's interesting. Very interesting, actually. I've never seen that. Forward into a diagonal, but that looked intentional to chase. Ooh, if there wasn't a saber lock, JK1 would have got that hit. Nice in-between yellow counter from JK1. Nice little lunge there, so it looks like, I think it's almost tied up. Yep, it's tied up. JK1's come back. I think Pingu's, he made a couple mistakes there. I was giving him too much credit. He's not perfect, guys, but he's pretty good. Looks like he went in too early. Then Pingu looking to clean up with the red right. I think Pingu's feeling pretty confident. I think JK1Player is still the player on his heels at this point. Match momentum going in the favor of Pingu. Damn, I hate those saber locks because we're missing some strategic moments. Oh no! Looks like something's wrong with Pingu's mouse. Good punish on the lunge. Ooh, beautiful counter! The red right against the red right aerial. Oh, good dodge. Nice counter. Nice patient yellow counter.
1 minute left.
9-0 to 7-0. And I think they stop at the 1 minute timer. Guys, that was so much fun to watch. I might watch that again, like right after this, because that was, we got to see some nice tech variation from JK1Player, but we got to see the clean, polish aim and counters from Pingu. And I have a lot of Pingu demos, and I cannot wait to cast them to see what more this player has to offer us. Extremely entertaining. I hope that you both enjoyed. Not you both, jeez, what am I thinking? I hope that you all enjoyed seeing these two demos. I got a lot more to go through, and I have some great news. I'm told that Zephyr in our community has uncovered about 25 new demos of old matches from back in the day. So I look forward to digging into that, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.